What is up, guys? This is Repo here. Today I have some more information regarding The Sims 4. If you guys like news, updates, and discussions, please hit the sub button. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. I also do have an affiliate link with Into Gaming to bring you guys cheaper Sims packs. If you guys are buying the For Rent pack, you guys can use my link in the description. There'll be a small discount and it does support me. Without further ado, let's get into the content. Okay, so a few days ago, The Sims released a gameplay trailer for The Sims 4 Rent expansion pack. There is a bunch of features that were shown in the trailer, and there was more that they covered on Twitter, so I wanted to go over that for you guys. Now, before I dive into the information, if you guys aren't aware, it has been confirmed that there will be loading screens with the units, and the reason why this is happening is because of the game's engine, and this is the only way it can be a smooth experience for people with console or like low spec PCs. I'm not surprised by this, but I do find it disappointing, and it does break the immersion, especially if you're on console. I heard the loading times are very long, so I can only imagine what it's going to be like when you're visiting other units. I would suggest if you're on PC to get very fast storage, something that you can install The Sims 4 on, so the loading times won't be so bad. I'm pretty sure they might have that for console as well. I recently just purchased a PS5, so I'm not actually too sure how that storage stuff works, but I'm pretty sure there's like faster storage for consoles. But yeah, please comment down below your thoughts and opinions on all that stuff. I did make a video dedicated to talking about the loading screens for the units, so that video will be in the top left corner. Now let me ask you guys this: if we can go past the 6 units and have just like a billion units, obviously not a billion, but like, you know, double that, would that make up for the loading screens with, like, you know, going through each unit? Would that make up for it? And my personal opinion, yes, because if you can have more than 6 units on one lot and it's just basically a whole complex of Sims living in apartments, then in my personal opinion, like, it gets a pass, I guess, just because of that feature alone. The Sims 2 Apartment Life had a limit of like, I think 4 with 8 family members. I could be wrong, but I know it was like a very small limit. So yeah, comment down below if you think the loading screens are justified. Now heading on over to Twitter, there's a bunch of Simmers reacting to the trailer and its gameplay features. We're gonna go over that, starting with Zerbu, who says we can lease lots for a limited number of days like hotels. Nova then responded saying, oops, wait, slight correction. Lease length doesn't indicate how often rent is paid, but it relates to time periods where the tenants can break their lease without paying additional fees / property owners can make certain changes to the lease. So I think it's pretty cool that you can change the lease length of how long they can stay, and you can change it anytime, which is pretty cool. We have another question here by Jordy. She says, Noah, this may be an annoying question, but will we get to play as a tenant instead of clearly just a landlord? I'm so scared this will make tenants unplayable because of city living existing. So yeah, if you want to tell those stories of you just being a tenant and you don't want to be a landlord, you can tell that story, or vice versa, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I like that there is freedom to choose how you want to play with this pack. We have another question here by Mark. They say, can we have different lot types in the same building, like having a shop from Get to Work and a house or library and cafe within the same lot? Nova responded saying, not in this pack. Residential rental, it's its own new lot type. So yeah, it's not like multi-purpose where you can have like a restaurant and then like a museum. It's only just the one lot type which is coming to the pack, which is residential rental. But yeah, I feel like if we were to get a feature like that, in my personal opinion, I feel like that should be like a base game update. I don't feel like that should have to be tied to a pack. I feel like that would be a pretty scummy if they did that. Having different types of lot types on one lot would be insane. So maybe in the future, who knows? Now, what's cool with the trailer, it showed that you can designate different units with different people. So you could have your own designated unit for your family, and then you could have something for like your aunt or your cousin or your brother, sister, or whatever. You can also set the price range of having it just be 0 simoleons, so if you just want them to stay for free, or you can do the maximum of 2,400 simoleons. Now, I know a lot of people were kind of disappointed with that, but if you think about it, if you have over 6 units, you're making 14,400 simoleons, which is kind of insane. And again, there is a cheat to go past the 6 units, so you can basically just make money off owning a bunch of units. There also is a rating system, so something kind of like Dine Out where you have like the star rating of your restaurant. This is also tied to the pack. Depending on how good you furnish the units and how well you maintain it, your rating will go up, and I'm assuming better the rating, more people will want to come and rent out your units. Also, it's been confirmed that you can have one active lot at a time, so that active lot will be seen, but also the shared spaces. The shared spaces is designated to every single person, so you will see all those Sims come to the shared space. So you're basically seeing 2 visible things, and then everything else is like grayed out, like how it is like city living or like apartment life. So that's pretty cool, you know. At least it's not like a loading screen to go into the shared space. It's still visible, which is nice. Now what's cool is with the tenant agreement, this is like the new feature coming. You can set the rent per day and the lease length, so how long they'll be staying, and depending on what your unit is like, it'll show like the size, how big it is, the amenities. It'll show the environment, if it's like decent or, you know, satisfactory or bad, and how good the maintenance is also. And what's cool is you can set unit rules. Now I'm not sure if this is specific to one unit or all the units that you own, so I don't know if you can make one unit saying like, yeah, you can have pets, but this unit can't have pets. So my bad, I don't know if they, you know, talked about that yet. But yeah, I know a lot of people are asking, can you have like no pets allowed? And that is a thing. You can also have no ghosts. You can make it so there's no social events, and you can always go back to the application to show the details of that unit specifically being rented out, so you can kind of see what are the rules, how much they're paying, how many tenants are in there, you know. So that's good to know. That shows like the record of everything. And they also mentioned that you can see their details to see if they would be a good fit to rent out. Now if a sim is late on rent, you can demand the rent payment. You can also evict or help them out if they're going through stuff, which I think is really dope, because I do feel like sometimes the Sims caters to trying to be like a positive person and you have to follow the good side of everything. But with this pack, you kind of have that choice to be like a mean landlord or a nice one. So having like those choices is always good in games. And what's really cool is, I guess if they're not paying rent and you need the money from them, you can repo their stuff, which I think is so cool, just because I feel like obviously playing the past games, we've all had our stuff taken at one point because we didn't pay our bills. So the fact that we can do that to the NPCs now is like, you know what I mean? It's pretty dope. Like, I think that's really cool. Lastly, they said there will be a bunch of dramatic stuff happening with the units, like I guess ghosts possessing the unit. There's roaches, which is disgusting but dope. And in the trailer, I saw a bunch of Sims also protesting. So maybe if they feel like the rent is too high, they'll start to protest, and you might have to like listen to demand and bring that down. So yeah, besides the loading screen stuff, I'm still very excited for this pack. I feel like I didn't make that clear. I'm still very excited. I feel like there are a lot of features here that make this pack worth the 40. The loading screens is very disappointing, I'm not gonna lie, but I understand why they did it. I just hope that it doesn't break the immersion too much. But besides that, the features coming with the rent stuff is pretty insane. And we haven't touched on the new world or the other activities like the night market. Hopefully that will be game changing and not something from like City Living. They also did mention the botanical gardens, the spirit house, and the animal sanctuary, but we haven't seen any gameplay, so we don't know if those are rabbit holes or not. And if you do pre-order the pack, you can get the peak freshness fruit basket, street side star shade, and quick treats grill. But yeah, that is all the information compiled today. If you guys made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. This has been your voice superior simmer. Stay cool, stay awesome, stay simming, and have a good day. Oh, you're still here? Okay, I'll tell you a dad joke. Why did the iPad need to go to the dentist? You don't know? I feel like you gave me an answer, but it was wrong, so I'm just gonna say it. He had Bluetooth. Oh my god, that was so bad. Okay, I'm actually gonna go now.